What steps should they take to improve their chances of job?
The first thing I would say, please change the traditional way of looking for the job.
So can you please elaborate about it?
Yes, in
Reference. Without reference, nobody hire.
as a newcomer, how would you create a reference?
Anything you want to say to this newcomers student who are listening to us, who are in search of job, since 6 months, since 1 year? So how would you guide someone who wants to start a business in Canada?
And that's pretty much all in the documents which you have to.
People often claim WFC to be a scam.
Go out, don't just read or sleep or watch the TV. Arjun, it's a very great question.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the show. You are listening to CKLU 96.7, your station. My name is Arjun and the show is Beyond the Borders with Arjun Season 1, Episode 9. Today, we are honored to welcome Ranjodh Singh Madaan, an exemplary entrepreneur and community leader who has made an incredible journey from international student to successful business owner here in Sudbury. He arrived in Sudbury in 2013, knowing no one and starting from scratch, from his first job at Shell gas station to owning two restaurants and working as an independent financial broker. His story is truly inspiring. His dedication extends beyond business. He is a passionate volunteer, co-founder of the Sudbury Vangra Club, an active member of the Kings Cricket Club. He also shares his experience and motivates newcomers on his YouTube channel Successful Journey. He is a compact package of hard work, dedication, determination, and he is a very good human being and the person who is very down to earth, none other than Ranjodh Singh Madaan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Arjun. It's my pleasure to be here with you today.
And thank you so much for your time. And I was about to speak Punjabi. So I want to welcome with your own language. Sat Sri Akal. This means
Sat Sri Akal. This means welcome.
Welcome.
And we are glad you are here.
And another word I have learned today, Tusi kive ho.
That means how are you?
How are
And
you?
I'm very good. Thank you for asking.
And last word I have brought in here is Meherbani Sukar hai.
Shukriya. That means thank you. Thank you for inviting me here today.
Thank you so much again for your time and for your presence.
Arjun.
Thank you for blessing our show. Okay, so Ranjot ji, you are all the way from Punjab, India. You had never thought of coming to Canada. Nothing was planned. I think after listening to this, everyone will be surprised. But a friend's encouragement led you here, and it's been already 12 years in Canada. Can you tell us more about the decision you made that time, and can you share a little bit about that moment, particular moment?
Arjun, when I started my college back home, I was doing my bachelor's of commerce. At that time, I met one of my amazing friend. His name is Gagan, and he plotted in my mind that after our graduation, let's plan to go somewhere outside India to get our further studies. When I was in India, I was preparing for my CA, which is my chartered accountancy. I did clear its entrance exam. I was preparing for that inter, and I left everything there after I graduated from my bachelor's of commerce, and then we started looking for the colleges here, and then all the plans came up. That was all his his mind to bring me here, but unfortunately his visa got rejected and he never could join me, and he went to Australia rather than coming to Canada.
Okay, right now he's in Australia and you are in Canada.
Yeah.
So it's been already 12 years, right?
Yes.
Have you ever regretted like you made that decision, you came in here, it's been more than a decade you are living in Canada, you are not in Punjab anymore?
No, never a regret, Arjun. Definitely, it's a great country to live in. This country has given us so many opportunities, good things, and we are running our families from here, right? So my family is here. My sister lives in Canada. My
Wow.
mom, dad are here with me. So there's no regrets or anything. I studied from here. I worked here. I learned so much. I'm settled. I own a house. So it's good. No regrets at all. No complaints.
No complaints at all. All right, Ranjuji, can you share us the initial challenges you faced when you first arrived in Sudbury in 2013? And this is the same month, August. Like in terms of adapting in here, in terms of finding a job, or in terms of accommodations, how did you manage that situation all alone? And anything like, what's your experience?
Initial experience is always, I think, with anybody, it's never very amazing, but it was not too bad as well. Everybody gets challenged, even if it's business, it's settling at new place, studying, anywhere you go, you have to face the challenges, you have to face the adversity. So that's what happened with me. On 27th of August, I came to Sudbury. I landed on 26th, and on 27th, I asked my sister's husband, Gurpreet, it's his name, and he picked me up from the airport. They used to live in North Bay at that time.
Okay.
I never knew the North Bay is that close from Sudbury. So I asked them to drop me very next day to the Cambrian, right? So when I came here, it was Sunday, and the whole college was closed, and there was only one person who was working in whole college. And fortunately I found that person, and I told them that I'm here, I got admission to this college, and but I don't know where I should go. I don't know where I should be living. I didn't know anything, right? And so she arranged something. She called at that time the director of international department was Jeffrey Paul Dalton, and their manager was Hadi Fergani, and they both arranged residence for 3-4 days in Huntington University. So I stayed 3-4 days in Huntington University. Then one of the community persons, his name is Rakesh. He lives on Lawrence Street, and he volunteered to keep me with him for next few days, because we can't find accommodation in last week of any month. So while I found the accommodation from the starting of September, so I stayed a few days with him, few days at Huntington University. So these were very common challenges which initially I faced, but I didn't know how to take the bus. I took bus from Huntington University. I didn't knew that is the transit terminal, because nobody ever showed me. I never Googled or anything. So bus came there, it stopped. I kept sitting in the bus. It went to Hanmer or somewhere. I don't even remember which area was that. It was 12 years ago. I had to go to the college, and no, I didn't even knew that I can take the transfer from the bus, right? So I inserted the money twice, $5 just to go from Laurentian, like Huntington University, to the Cambrian College. And obviously, when I came in 2013, nobody used to get the SIN numbers right at the airport.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So it started from 1st June 2014
Okay.
that everybody will start getting their SIN numbers right at the airport. Before that, you had to show the proof of 6 months of your study to the immigration. You submit the proof, you technically apply the work permit, you wait a month, 2 months, and then your SIN number comes in, then you can start working. Before that, they didn't ever allowed you to work there. So definitely not working was another challenge. Settling down, never spoke this much of English before. Understanding in classrooms, from asking professors same questions again and again, but they were so good, they never pointed out anything. Why are you asking the same questions again, right? So definitely there were challenges, but I'm never that person who will face the challenges and sit home and start complaining. So I was happy, I was smiling. I faced all of that. I made friends. I made friends in the community. I made friends in the classroom. So everybody helped me out. So here I am.
All right, now I'm gonna be focusing on job. So I'm gonna talk about your early employment experience. You started your first job at Shell gas station in June 2014. You work as a taxi driver. You work in Circle K. You have many other jobs, like you've been managerial position and to government job at CRA to official level. So what challenges did you face while finding and working in these jobs, and how did it help in long run?
Um, so in 2014, actually, I met the owner of Shell gas station before getting the job
Okay.
with one of my friends and his friends.
Okay.
So it was a longer relationship there. But I started manifesting at that time because I loved the guy who used to own the gas stations. He recently sold all of them. So I asked him from 1st June 2014, uh, I have the summer break and I will be having my SIN number. I can work full time. I can work overtime. I can clean. I can cut the grass. I can stock the shelves. I can count the money. I'm fast. I'm reliable. So I told him whatever I could. Literally, I told him. So at that time, he was having one of his gas stations inspections coming up. So I showed him what I could. So he said, "Okay, come over. I need help here." And when I showed him my work, so he liked it and he started training me, and that's how I got my first job. But from that particular job, I learned how to talk to people, how to serve people, how to fill up gas, how to be smart in doing what you are doing, and how to be actively learning and stay ethical in what you are doing, regardless what you are doing.
Wow.
So that was a major thing. He trained me, so I always thank my boss uh, that whatever things he was best in, he put it in us. So I loved whatever he taught us. And then from that particular thing, I kept working with him. I started a little bit of part time whenever I got time to start working as a taxi driver. And then in 2014 September, one of my friends, my school friends, planned to come here, and there was one job opening at Circle K. So I knew my friend is coming, so I started working at Circle
Circle
K.
K.
Just he don't have to struggle the same way I struggled. So I got those shifts, like couple of shifts. I was unable to manage, but it was matter of couple of weeks. So I started working there as soon as I came. So I talked to my boss there. I was like, "Can you please get him in, and I will give all my hours to him." He was like, "Are you sure?" "Oh, yeah, yeah, not to worry, I'm sure." So as soon as he was trained, so I left that job, and I gave him my job, and you know, all these years I improved my English, I improved my discipline, I improved my way of talking to people, I improved my communication, my customer service skills, how to be effective communicator. There were so many things I improved, and that's how I got into CRA later on. As soon as I got uh, my permanent residency in 2017, from 2018 I started working at CRA. So I applied 1 year ago. They took almost like 11 months to get me into CRA.
Oh
Before,
my
it was
goodness.
not that quick like these days now. So we had to wait long time. But literally at that time we had interviews even at CRA. These days you don't get any interviews
Yeah.
at CRA, right? I gave the interview when I was got called from there. So I had to pass the interview. Then there were few exams I have to go through. I did those ones. So it was not easy to get there. But the thing was, when I used to travel in the bus from outside CRA, from LaSalle, I used to take the bus. I always say to my friends, "Oh, buddy, one day I will work here. You see, one day I will work here."
Okay.
And I started working there, and I worked almost 6 years there,
CRA.
and definitely I learned about taxes. So wherever I went, I learned something. So that's how I grew up.
All right, life is all about learning.
Exactly.
Life is all about never-ending education. So technically, you landed in Sudbury in August 2013. You started your first job in June 2014. It's been a long, long journey. It's been more than 1 year. So, what did you do during that period of time?
Exactly, it was Arjun. It's a very great question. I will tell you. Sorry, I missed out in the before the question. So in that 8 months, which I studied, like September to December, and then January to April. So there were 2 semesters which I studied. I never missed any class. I never missed any event.
Wow.
I never missed any volunteer opportunity. I never missed any school trip. I never missed getting the coffee from the Tim Horton there. I never missed saying hi to the people there. If there was any, even if I don't get anything from there, I go, do you need any help? Or yeah, I'm free, I can help you. Why not? So that's how I spent my 8 months, because I knew I won't be able to get the job. So I focused on the different things. So definitely those things were the roots from where I grew up and learned, you can say, uh, learned moving forward
Forward.
fast. So and also we had the orientation there, right? So every new class gets the orientation.
Audition, yeah.
So that was amazing part of the we have in Cambian there's a pep rally and all. So that was amazing time. I met few people, professors and all, and I also met Bela Ravi there. So she was another
Source of inspiration for you.
yeah, definitely.
All right. I want to talk about your experience at CRA. You have always manifested
Yep.
while traveling through, through the boss and everything.
Yeah.
So can you please elaborate about it?
Yes, in 2018 when I started working at CRA, I started from clerical level.
Okay.
I knew I had bachelor's of commerce from India. I knew I had 3 years of degrees because it was my fast track program. So my first year was exempted. So I did second and third year in business accounting here.
Okay.
But I got my diploma for 3 years, so which is good for me, right? And when I was working in CRA, I didn't think that I have this much of education. Whichever accounting you name, I have studied that. I have studied corporate law, I have studied labor law, I have studied cost accounting, management accounting, any accounting. I have studied all kinds of accounting. But the thing was, I was always open to all the challenges which were coming in front of me. So when I started the clerical position, right after 4 months, I got promoted to the another level. Then again, I promoted to another level, and you know, and later on, after working 5 6 years, I found there's a barrier for me. It's a sweet toffee they give us, and I don't regret working there. It's just I think I had the capability of earning and making more money rather than sitting just there and working, same things with the policies they give us. So I was smart. I had the brain, but they never let us use the brain. They have their own policies and procedures.
Okay.
We have to follow that, and you can't really use your brain. You work like a computer there, right?
All right.
But that job helped me to buy my first house in Canada. So I am always thankful to that job. I learned how to manage my taxes, how to manage my corporate returns. So always thankful to my dad for first corporate executive job, I would say.
All right, you have years and years of experience in different job sectors. You
Yeah.
have been sale gas station in managerial positions, as well as you have been working at government job as well. So what advice would you like to give to new immigrants, or let's say an international students who are looking for the first job in Canada, or what steps should they take to improve their chances of job?
The first thing I would say, please change the traditional way of looking for the job.
That means?
So what was the traditional way was anybody will go and print the resume.
Okay.
They will start going to the
Distributing?
They will just go there. Anybody who will be standing there, hello, I'm looking for a job, and they will give them their resume. They never ask if there is any manager or anybody there. They don't check their online websites. Some businesses they don't accept in person. they they have their websites, their career websites. You have to go online and apply there. Sometimes you need the reference for few jobs, but
Okay.
you never talked. So these days it's a very common problem, even in the newcomers and in the students. When you go, you look at them, they don't talk to you, so they miss out on creating the network they need to get the job, right? So that is very very important for them to go out, attend the events. There are so many like associations, like right now in Sudbury, like you have covered already in your previous episodes as well. There is multicultural association. If you go, there's a you know Bangladeshi association is there. There's Indian association is there. There's particular community associations are there. So why don't we go? How many students have you seen going to those associations these days? I would say there are thousands of students in Sudbury right now. I didn't see 100 students going there and creating the network for their some for
Okay.
themselves, right? So if they don't have the network, how would they come to know that there is any job opportunity,
Mm. Okay.
right? So just a small example. So one student asked me, bro, if you find, even if there is any cleaning job, you let me know. And
Okay.
there was one family who was asking me if you know somebody who can do some cleaning and everything at their house or something, let us know. But they both are not connected. How come? They both are living in Sudbury, right? So
Yeah.
there's a big gap in students these days and the newcomers, because they don't talk and they don't create the network they need to get successful and actively living here in Sudbury.
Okay, so they need to build networking.
Exactly, exactly. If you don't know anybody in Sudbury, how would you give any reference?
But the big issues for newcomers is reference. Without reference, nobody hire them.
That's what I said, Arjun. If you don't go anywhere, how would you create the reference? As a newcomer, how would you create a reference? When I was new here, I took the first step in talking to Bela Ravi.
Okay.
That was my first reference. My second reference was I was doing volunteer in international department. They backed me up when I needed the job. My third reference was telling my capabilities to the boss or the manager that I can do this, I can do that, I can clean, I can wash, I can count, and I'm fast, I'm efficient. I had to tell them. So you wrote down in your resume. These days people are even copying the resumes, right? So there is difference. So we need to eliminate. B- Right now, last 6 months I was in India because my dad was not well. Before that, I was actively helping the students, especially because I went through that phase, right? If somebody is there, I do help them, but sometimes they don't listen as well,
Okay.
right? So they need to get involved, even in the college, even in their classroom, even in if it's their professors, even if it's their friends,
Okay.
they have to get involved to get the job, right? It's very important. These days, jobs are less in the market.
Okay.
We know it's less jobs, but the season is coming up. So it's August, October, November. I think right from here, I think October or September, October, I think more businesses will be hiring
Okay.
more people in their, uh, seasonal season, because it's Black Friday coming up, then it's a Christmas, New Year. It's a holiday season. Many people will require holidays and they need extra staff to deal with the bulk orders and everything, right? So they have to go online.
So
They,
you also own two different restaurants,
yes.
Popular Pizza Sudbury and Fly Sudbury Cafe and Lounge. Is
Yeah.
there any hiring going on? Anything you want to say to this newcomers, student who are listening to us, who are in search of job? Since 6 months, since 1 year, I have been through the Facebook pages and they have been writing. Like it's so bad going through their status, their post, and everything.
Definitely, Arjun. Even I don't feel very, very comfortable when I see
True.
these kinds of posts.
Mhm.
But it's definitely a challenging time when there are a lot more people than the jobs, right? So what's happening is yes, when I have the vacancies, students do visit, newcomers do visit me at my places about looking for the job. But if I have one, even if I have 2 hours, even if I have 4 hours, I have 8 hours,
Okay.
I do get them in. But if I don't have something, I at least send them in the right direction,
Perfect. Wow.
right?
Mm.
So that I take it as my responsibility
Mm.
as a community person, as a former immigrant. I will always be an immigrant. Former student who was looking for job, I always send them. I take it as a responsibility to send them in the right direction.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, apart from your business, you have volunteer as well. So, what inspired you to start volunteering and helping newcomers during your time at Cambrian and till now? And why do you prefer to assist others silently? You don't want to be recognized, you don't want to be awarded, you don't want to show up, Ranjodji?
Arjun, sometimes you have to stay low key just to help others. Uh, it is my it is my nature and it is my habit. Maybe you go out and you ask few people, they will tell you yes, he helped me. But sometimes I don't even remember I helped that person, right? And I got this thing from the only person who came in your show on the episode 2,
Yeah.
Bela Ravi, right? I always thank her in whatever I achieve. Sometimes, she taught me lots of things. She helped me a lot. She's a great human, and she does the same thing. Nobody knows she helped me like 100 times.
Wow.
I'm telling you right here now.
Mhm.
Probably she doesn't remember that, but I'm telling you right now. And I felt so good every time. There was a function in Mandir, right on Meckham Street.
Okay.
There's a temple, and there was a function. So it was like crazy winters. I think it was in December. So she called me. Do you want to come over? I was like, auntie, I can't reach in. I always call her auntie.
Okay.
Although we are not related, I always call her auntie. And I was like, auntie, I don't have ride or anything, so it's going to take me over 1 hour in the bus to get. So she sent me taxi for me,
Wow.
right? She sent taxi for me. She went to Toronto. She called me, do you need anything? Because it was so hard to find the groceries, like Indian groceries, not the regular groceries, Indian groceries in Sudbury. There was no grocery store here specifically to Indian. So she always go to Toronto and she calls me, right. I still have the messages, I can show you. You can put the screenshots there.
Okay.
She always asks me, do you need something? Uh, do you need ghee? Do you need samosa? Do you need green chilies? You need something? Can I bring you something? I was not related to her. And she did plot those sensitive thinking habits and habit of volunteering me,
Wow.
right? Myself, I was a very outgoing and active person, and I think we got together very well, and I kept learning until date. I always admire whatever she does, and I always learn from her, and she's the one I learned how to volunteer properly.
Absolutely, absolutely. Everybody all
Yeah.
over Canada,
Yeah.
everybody is super inspired by her dedications, her community work.
Yeah.
And one of them is you.
Yeah.
All right, so now in present time, you own several businesses
Yeah.
here in Canada. So how would you guide someone who wants to start a business in Canada but has no knowledge, or let's say zero knowledge about it? And what are the legal procedures or documents needed? You want to say anything about that?
Yeah, so Arjun, if anybody wants to start a business, first of all, they have to see what kind of business they want to get in, what kind of knowledge they have about the business. The legal things is you have to register the corporation, right? You can go online from your own my individual account at the CRA website, and you can register right from there the new corporation, even if it's federal corporation or it's a provincial corporation. And then you have to call CRA to get your GST numbers and all, and that's pretty much all in the documents which you have to do. But in few businesses there are more requirements. Maybe they need your background check, maybe they need uh, any other kind of licenses. It depends on business to business. And also, before you jump into the business, you have to understand the very big thing. Maybe you won't start making money very first day.
Okay.
You go to the job, you work 8 hours, you ask for the money.
Mm.
Oh, I worked 8 hours, give me my money, and you get that money. But sometimes when you are into the business, you are the business owner, you are the entrepreneur, then you have to understand that is not easy as well. Sometimes maybe you have to sacrifice your family time, maybe your personal time. But I'm telling you, if it works for you, if you have interest in the type of business you are doing, it's totally worth it.
Okay.
Right? And you have to, the biggest thing is you have to find the interest of the business, like what kind of business you want to do, right? If you don't have the interest in that particular business, don't get involved into that, and don't get into the losses, because it's not going to be worth it.
So it is the right time to open up a business. What do you say about that? And another one is owning a business is how much costly, like financially, how much costly it is?
I will tell you one thing, Arjun, about the right time.
Okay.
So today is the right time, tomorrow is the good time, day after tomorrow maybe it's okay.
Okay then.
Right, it's okay
Okay.
to start the business.
Uh-huh.
But you know what, if you choose it's okay to start a business, you will die tomorrow evening. You will always miss the chance. So whenever you get a chance, get on that opportunity and never leave it. Right, that is the most important thing. And what was your other question, the last one?
Financially, how much costly it is?
So these days, for example, if somebody wants to buy a gas station, they needs to have at least 3 months old, which I know is at least 50 grands sitting in their account from last 3 months. So it's obviously, I started the restaurant, I needed the same amount of money to be sitting in my account. I was having little less money. Me and my friend were discussing. We started together. We inputted the money which we needed. It's very simple. Even if you go to the banks or any third parties for any loans or financial help, they will do your background check and everything. They do your credit check, and don't ever play with your credit check. That's the most important thing in this country, right? So everything you rely on is the credit check. So it's very simple process. You go to the banks, you ask for this kind of money, you show them your business plan, and they will give you the financial help whatever you needed.
All right, almost at the end. Why do you call yourself a self-made entrepreneur?
Arjun, I sometimes talk to my family as well, that maybe in initial times, if somebody have guided me in right direction, I would have achieved way more than I have achieved today. So, so that's why I say I struggled. I learned. I had bad company. I had to go through that. I didn't get the job initially. I will share a quick small story. One day, one of my friends said, "Oh, there's one gas station. I won't name, otherwise they will know I'm talking about them." So there was one gas station. They said, "Oh, they are hiring. You go and you give my reference that I sent you." So I was like, "Okay." So after school, I was having my backpack, and I went to that gas station. So the owner was right in front of me. So I didn't take my resume. So I asked them, "Are you guys hiring?" And they were like, uh, "What are you looking for?" I was like, "I'm looking for a job, and this person he sent me here that there is a job opportunity here." And literally, I'm telling you, he looked from top to bottom like twice, and then he was like, "No, we are not hiring." And the very next day, they hired somebody. So they judged me from my clothes and my appearance
Appearance, yeah.
at that time. And at that day also, I felt very bad. But when, the funny part is, when I started working at CRA, after 2 years, that same person, that owner, he sold the gas station and he started working at CRA. He was working under me.
Wow. Wow.
So I call it an achievement, even if
Mhm.
it was not done directly by me, but it was done by the God who saw that thing that guy did. And, you know, these are the things, small stories and things.
Yeah.
Nobody helped me. I had to help myself up in understanding, building, reading, understanding the situations. That's why I call it a self-made myself.
Wow, interesting, interesting. Almost at the end, I have one last question, and I'm sure
Sure.
this is one of the most talked questions, one of the most discussed topic right now here in Canada. So, being a marketing director and soon to be senior marketing director in World Financial Group, this business, people often claim WFC to be a scam. Is it a scam?
Arjun, I would ask a quick question. What do you think? Who gives us the license? Do you know?
Government?
Government, right?
Right.
So government gives us the license. Do you think government will give us the license just to do the scam to the same people?
No way.
No way, right?
Yeah.
So if government is giving us the license, so definitely it's not a scam, but definitely it's a highly regulated industry. So we need the license from the government authority. We do get all things covered up, and they do keep eyes on us as well, and then we start serving the people. So it's a big myth in people's mind, and they hear, and it's not their fault. They never did this kind of business, and they don't know about it. They just hear and they transfer the information.
People also think it's a pyramid schemed business and MLM business. What do you want to say
It,
about
it, it's a great question, Arjun. I will tell you personally just one thing. Have you went to Walmart?
it? Of course.
Have you seen the cashiers?
Mhm.
Have you heard there are supervisors there?
Um,
They are supervisors
mhm,
there,
mhm,
right?
mhm.
So then after supervisor, there are departmental managers. Then they are assistant manager of the whole Walmart. Then manager of the whole Walmart. Then you go outside, it's the area managers. Then it's the country head, and then they are CEOs and all. Just a quick thing. Do you think all of them make the same money?
No.
Then why nobody asked that Walmart is a MLM or Walmart is a pyramid? Because I understood from pyramid is that only the persons who are sitting at the top
Top.
make most of the money. That's what's happening in the Walmart.
I
Why
was
people?
I was about to ask that question. It is often say MLM and also said that the people those are on the top will earn, but the one who are newly recruited, they never earn. Is this true or just people's opinion or?
That's what I'm saying, because they never got into this business, so they have their own opinions and thinking, which is thrown on them from outside the industries. And also, just right now, I asked you that quick thing. Leave about Walmart. Maybe let's talk about CRA where I worked when I was clerical. When I was doing the clerical work, do you think I was making the same money when I became an officer level?
Mhm.
I will tell you, my package was almost 50,000 first, then I went to 70, 80,000.
Mhm.
So it was not same, right? So why nobody ever said Sierra is a pyramid, right? That's a big question,
Okay.
right? Nobody said that. Why? Because they don't have the knowledge
Mhm.
of what we are doing.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing. So right now, the question is, if I recruit somebody, right? They have the same opportunity which I have of making more money than me even. I have one license in my team. I will tell you my personal story. I have one license in my team. Before even I got the license, they got the license, they were making more money than me.
Mm.
And sometimes today also he makes more money than me. So how come I recruited him and he is making more money than me?
Oh, that's loud and clear. All right.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? So there are so many people who don't understand the system, who don't understand the power of business. The only issue with this business people look at is right now, today you start the business, any business except this one. How much money you think you need?
Millions of thousands of dollars,
Some
millions of
people,
dollars. Yeah.
some businesses need 200,000-300,000. If you want to start a pizza store, maybe you need or roughly 300,000. If you want to start open a McDonald's franchise, maybe you need $1 million, right? But in this business, you only need $500 to start. So that's why people don't understand the value sometimes. They just only value where they have spent the more money, right? So
Okay.
so these are the biggest concerns people get it. But in order to understand the business, they have to come into the business, they have to start the business, read, get the license, then they will understand. If they don't have the understand, if they don't have the license, I'm not worried about their thinking. So
All
they can
right.
think whatever they can. We can't control anybody's
It's
thinking,
people.
Arjun.
So as per
People
you,
are
it's a
people.
people's opinion. All right.
Yes, no, definitely.
But the fact is different. All
Exactly.
right. Thank you so much, Ranjodh, for your time and for your wonderful insights. Thank you for coming in here.
Thank you.
Any message you want to give
Thank
to
you.
the listeners
Yeah.
who are listening to us right now?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me here today, Arjun. I know I was one of the initial guests you wanted to invite, but I was not in this country,
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
I apologize for that. I couldn't make it at that time, but I always have one message which I have learnt from my elders, from this community, from my professors, and from anybody. Go out. Don't just read or sleep or watch the TV. Go out, explore yourself. If you will explore yourself, you will understand what you need in your life. When we understand that, I think we have more clear direction where we want to go and what we want to achieve. So get involved with the people, maybe volunteer if you can, you have free time. Today, these days, people are more into watching TV and Netflix and all those things, but you know I don't really watch much of a TV. I'm more into right
Businesses.
now making money. Right, that's what you need these days to survive in this world.
Okay.
Right, so that's all I have, and I hope you got all the answers which you which you were looking for. And thank you
Absolutely.
for having me here
Thank
today.
you so much. Thank you so much.